currently a stud for the Florida Panthers, who will take on the Cockies of the New York Rangers in the Eastern Conference Finals of the NHL. Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah.
Chucky, good to see you again. Hey, is there we don't know a lot of Canadians. Okay, we don't know a lot of Canadians. I'm bummed out about it. I'm going to let you know because they all seem to have a great personality, great attitude. Hockey feels like a lot of Canadians are involved. You know, I think anytime we talk hockey, we automatically just start, that whole thing. You guys do a lot of talk about the countries in which you guys are from there because it is a very diverse country locker room you guys have, right? Are those conversations that are had ever when the boys are maybe buzzing a little bit? Or how does kind of conversations about where everybody speaking different languages and this shit in the NHL locker room?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on again, guys.
Okay, get to it. We're lucky to have you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. You don't have to thank us ever. We're lucky you're here.
Yeah, the only thing that I didn't like with the opening is you said Canada's game, which we're trying to, not make that Canada's game anymore. We're trying to make it America's game.
Okay.
You got a lot of winning to do, brother.
Watch your mouth go.
Check the stats on that one. I know that.
Okay.
I know Canada's won a lot of hockey games. I know that.
Well, that's because Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Sidney Crosby was handing you guys Olympic gold medals up there.
Great Canadian lad.
Anyways, it's our sport now, Tkachuk. Let's go.
For the next few years with the international events. But, our locker room is very, very diverse. A lot of Euros, a couple Russians, a lot of Canadians, and just a few Americans. So, I don't know. I think everybody grew up playing different stuff growing up, but obviously hockey is the common theme with everybody.
Everybody speak English or no?
Yes, everybody speaks English, yep.
Like, even the guys that act like they don't publicly, they actually do?
Yeah, I think that's just to get them out of media.
Such a good play. Oh. Such a good play.
Genius.
If I was playing international or anything.
Mm-hmm. I don't. Yeah. Sorry. Can't compute.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe get a translator.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that's a good idea, Nick.
Yeah, just make sure he's not a gambling addict.
Yeah, make sure your best friend doesn't either.
Chuck, sorry we're wasting your time here. Obviously, you got a lot to do. We're in the Eastern Conference Finals. How do the boys feel? How are the legs? Obviously, we chatted with you last time going into a new series. You have a battle with the Bruins. In fact, hey, congratulations on a massive win over the Boston Bruins, a team obviously the entire world has been following the last few years, and you guys have been their kryptonite in back-to-back years. But how's the body feel? How's the team feel? And where are vibes as we roll into the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah, it feels great. Everybody feels really good right now. We just had a very hard-fought, physical, demanding series against Boston. It was a little bit different from the Tampa series. That was a little bit more skating and high-flying and offense. So we got the best of both worlds, beating both those teams, two of our biggest rivals, and now we're going into MSG in the Big Apple, about to face the team that's the best team in the regular season and the best team in playoffs so far. So we are super excited for this challenge. The stage does not get any bigger than this. And I'm just so looking forward to this. It's an unbelievable opportunity. We're back in the Eastern Conference Finals again, and hopefully we can do the same thing we did in the series last year. But it's going to be tough. The Rangers are playing unbelievable. They're so talented, and we're going to need everybody this round.
Okay, I love to hear everything that you're saying there, and the way you described your series with Boston, we'll certainly revisit whenever Connor has a question for you. But whenever you talk about going into Madison Square Garden and the stage and everything, you guys understand that as well. Like, everybody in every sport seemingly gets Madison Square Garden. Like WWE, when you're going into Madison, it's like, hey, it's Madison Square Garden. In basketball, obviously, the Pacers went in there, did some Garden in Game 7. It's like, hey, this is Madison Square Garden. Hockey feels the exact same way because the history there and just because of the magnitude of it all?
Yeah, I remember my first year. I think I played there when I was still 18. I don't think I was 19 yet, and I'm just enjoying the NHL. I'm thinking this is the coolest thing in the world. And my dad told me, he goes, you made it until you play in MSG. And I didn't realize what he meant until I played my first game there. It's so special. It's the coolest arena. It's a great city. They've got great fans. It's so loud in there. And I've heard that playoff hockey in New York in May, it's as good as it gets. So we're really looking forward to it. I've actually been explaining to a couple of guys that aren't American, to your point earlier, like how special this place is. But everybody understands. Everybody knows that this place is incredible, and I'm sure it's going to be elevated that much more in playoffs.
Hell yeah, we can't wait to watch it all. And last question for me before the boys have some questions, and we appreciate your time here. We had a graphic there that said Hockey Town in the making, and obviously you talk New York City and hockey, you talk, okay, that seems like a hockey town. Sunrise, Florida, okay, now becoming a hockey town because of the team that you guys have right now in the runs that you guys have gone on over the last couple of years. Obviously, you've created new fans. We got signs down on A1A, people driving down the beach, Florida Panther hockey, all the way down the entire, yep, here it is. Just right next to the Gulf, the ocean. Is that the Atlantic or Gulf?
Oh, that's the Atlantic.
Atlantic Ocean. So nobody's going in there, but looking at it,
We're in there.
everybody, okay, all right, sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, a lot more respect. Have you watched any of the shows about what's in that thing? The Atlantic?
I mean,
Better than the goal.
They live their life. Leave them alone,
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But I've seen them attack Shark Week.
Don't touch their privates.
Well, yeah, you can't touch their dongs.
Yeah.
That's what. While you're down there near the Sharks, don't touch their private parts, Chuck. But from my eyes, hockey town's normally cold, and I just think to myself, it has to be impossible for you guys to generate as many hockey rinks down in 150-degree weather. Is your guys' ice better than everybody else's because it's a fast track? Because it's worse? Is there differences in ice around the league? Do you guys know that when you go in, grass for stadiums? Obviously, when you go to this is a fast track, this is a slow track, this is muddy for football. Is it like that in the NHL when it comes to ice? And how is your guys' ice?
Ours is awesome. Our rink is freezing. I don't know how they keep it that cold. I think honestly the worst ice surfaces in the league are the rinks that have to change back and forth from basketball to hockey and back and forth. So I guess it's kind of a good thing that the Knicks are out so they can just keep it. But I'm sure MSG's got concerts and things, so they're going to be changing that all the time. But to your earlier point about the support we're getting down here in a hockey town, it's been incredible. I go to the beach every single non-game day, and the flags are out. People are so supportive. They're wishing us luck. Yes, I do go in the Atlantic Ocean, and I haven't seen any sharks yet, knock on wood. So, but the support everywhere in all of Fort Lauderdale and Sunrise, just all of Broward County, has been amazing, and I'm so lucky to play.
You go to the beach every other day. You all right? We losing our edge?
Uh-oh.
We okay? You beach?
Nah, yeah, I go there every non-game day, so it's a good distraction.
God, how nice would that be?
Sounds pretty sweet.
That's
Beach, golf.
You think about the Dolphins players. Mm-hmm. I had a friend that went down there and punted for him or whatever. Got a FaceTime on a Wednesday after practice. Him and his family were just sitting on the beach or whatever. I'm like, it's 14 degrees here.
Yeah.
I haven't even thought about going outside. No. You're on the beach every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a house actually here on the beach. Matt Overton goes down and plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Got a house on the beach down there. He's taking photos of him running on the backyard. It's my new backyard.
I got that
God,
pool.
is that
Pool in
good?
the
Is that
stadium.
good for free agency? Do you guys do a lot of free agency in hockey? I feel like that's probably a good recruiting tool that South Florida is becoming so supportive of hockey, and obviously no state income tax. Mm-hmm. Is that a thing in hockey, or are you guys normally locked into a place forever?
No, free agency is a big part of hockey, I guess. I mean, it brought me down here, that's for sure. The team, the city, your life outside of the rink. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you attract the most players by a chance to win, and our team's got that each and every year.
That's what I'm saying. You combine that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Perfect.
A wagon is starting down in Sunrise. Yeah. Look out. Let's go back to a cold-ass city that obviously has a great team. Go ahead, Con, man.
Yeah, Matt, I was curious just because of how hostile the Bruins, Panthers series was, and how most of the, NHL playoffs at this point, they are hostile series, but with the history between the Bruins and the Panthers, it was kind of elevated. Those handshake lines at the end of the series, is there a lot of, is it all respect, or are there some guys you pass and it's just a quick little hey, go to hell, and then you keep moving to the next guy? How was that with Boston, and were there ever any situations rather in those handshake lines where it does get a little testy?
No, for the most part, it's all respect. I don't know. It's definitely better being on our side of the line than their side. I mean, I know when you lose a playoff series, that line is the worst thing ever. So for us, it was all smiles and just a lot of respect for them. I mean, they're a hell of a team. And pretty much everybody on that team, you say, great series, or some guys a little bit more, some guys maybe a little bit less that maybe you don't like. But I don't know. It's all respect after a playoff series, especially with how hard that series was. It was it was tough out there. So mutual respect, definitely.
Okay, so let's talk about that series, and let's talk about one of the moments in there. I think we'll all remember it because the two stars, said, "You won't go? Yeah. you won't go? Yeah." It's 5-1 right here, and you and Pasta not only fight each other, but the precursor to the fight, and you get you definitely get the better. You're Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he's Kyle Busch. You're certainly getting the better of him in this, and I think the big story coming out of this was, how about Pasta fighting, and how about you fighting at that stage of that game at 5-1? Whenever you're making that decision and you guys are kind of chirping each other as you're going off the ice, game's over. You're one of the stars of the team that is up 5-1. Why would you even get into a fight? And then Pasta, your team's down 5-1. You're like best player on your team. Why would you get for you guys to do that? What is the mentality there? And how do the boys react to that afterwards? Obviously a win, not only of a fight, but also the game is probably a little bit better. But is there a conversation after from the boys where they're like, "Hey, how about Chucky there? Hey, with Pasta, like a couple stick tap." How is the reaction there, and what is the mentality of that whole thing?
I looking back, I actually can't even remember like how exactly I was feeling going into that, but I remember like their bottom 6 guys are trying to start some stuff. We scored on the penalty kill, so we had 4 guys out there. They had 5, which I felt was an unfair scrum advantage. So me and Pasta went over and talked to the refs, and while we were standing there, I was just asked him if he wanted to fight. And he said, "No, I'd rather fight next game." And I'm like, "No, we're fighting right now." And he's like, "All right, maybe." And then he went back to the bench. Looked like he asked his coach if he can go fight or if he can go out next. And then he looked at me from bench to bench and said he was going out there. And I looked at Paul and I was like, "I'm going." I think there was a little confusion because we were on the penalty kill and I don't do that. So I just hopped out there and we fought, and I really don't think it was anything more than 2 guys just trying to knock each other out, to be honest. Like I know it was 6-1 at that time of the game, and you're trying to send a message to your teammates, to each other, like all that. That's all, good and stuff. But at the end of the day, we're going out there and we're fighting at center ice. We're trying to punch each other in the face. That's it.
I love you guys.
Pops loved it too.
Dude, hockey is awesome. You said Dad loved it?
Oh yeah. They got
Big what? Love that. Yeah, he's all jacked up. I'm proud of the boy. Yeah, 6-1. Who cares? He's going out there to try to knock Pasta out. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to do. I love that. That's a Tkachuk family motto, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, he was happy for multiple reasons. He got to see a good fight. He got to leave the game early, go to elbow room. So it was all.
They got merch now. You know that. They're sending us merch up here because how much we talked about that. I had no idea that Elbow Room's got merch. Shout out to Elbow Room down there. You're on Lordo Run. Elbow Room.
You guys are all going to have to come down for a game this round and go to Elbow Room before, do the whole parlay there. So parlay Elbow Room right into the game at night. You guys will love to have all you guys.
It would be an honor. Thank you for the invite. It is so far.
It is.
You guys are so far down there, isn't it? It is a long trip. You guys got to fly a long way every single time you fly back. I don't think people fully understand. South Florida is far. That shit is way down there.
I'll be there Friday.
You'll go.
I'll be in the barn.
All right, D-Butt will represent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be in the barn
Friday?
What about the parade? For the parade, we could probably.
This Friday, 24th.
Yeah, we could definitely do Elbow Room for parade.
Is it in Boston or in Florida?
Well, they're not playing Boston.
I mean, not Boston. Sorry, you guys are on a plane, probably heading to the beach.
Nashville,
but,
actually.
New York.
We've got in New York tomorrow, Friday. It's just every other. So first 2 in New York, then so it's Sunday afternoon and Tuesday. So
Sunday.
D-Butt knows.
That's the day. D-Butt's focused on today.
Yeah, for sure.
Today.
For sure.
D-Butt's focused on
One day
today.
at a time.
Yeah,
But I'll be here,
sure,
Chucky. Don't you worry.
So Sunday.
we'll set you up on Sunday. That'd be great.
Let's go.
Oh,
Day before Memorial Day.
Indy 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh, no.
Oh shit.
then you can watch it,
What are we
actually.
going to do? That game down in Florida. Indy 500. Gee, I don't. That's a tough decision. You're right.
D-Butt has a question for you, Chucky. D-Butt has a question for you, buddy.
You talked about drawing in free agents, and obviously, great team. PK talked about you guys and how you guys change the game, make the ice smaller. But your coach, most teams take on the identity of their coaches. Obviously, we got Eric Spoelstra down there, Mike McDaniel down there with the Dolphins. How's Paul Maurice on a day-to-day basis with you guys? What's the vibe of him behind the scenes?
Yeah, he's been great. He keeps it loose most of the time, but has that ability to really to get the most out of each and every player. So I think some guys, he does it differently with certain players. I think that's a great trait to have as a coach. But he's got us fired up for this series coming up, and we're all going to be ready for it. That's for sure.
What are practices? Are you guys going like last year whenever they said your body was duct taped together and they were just, remember?
Oh, yeah.
They pushing him onto the ice. He actually couldn't sit on the bench. Why? Because he couldn't stand back up.
Yep.
So he just stood where the goalies were. That's basically how it's being talked about for you. Is it like let's just get to the next game at this point? Or are we still going, we still go pretty hard in practice?
Yeah, I mean, when there's practice, it's pretty simple. It's quick. It's not too demanding. But in playoffs, it's really you just play games and that's it. So, you pregame skate in the morning, play at night. The next day's a day off, recovery day. Try to get your body to feel as good as possible, and then you play the next day.
You guys have a big nap time, right? Isn't there a big nap time? I heard Boston Bruins, either the organization themselves.
No, it was not the organization themselves.
Okay. For the time being, we are saying it is not the Boston Bruins organization themselves or anybody associated.
Thank you.
With any players or coaches or front office or ticket sales or chef. Nobody associated. Nothing. Nobody associated with the Boston Bruins.
Thank you.
Called the fire or set off the fire alarm in the middle of your hotel.
No chance.
But somebody did. And this has happened potentially in NFL stuff before whenever you're up in that New England area. Is that nap time is designated? Everybody knows when there's a break time for every team. And could that be a choreographed attack of another team potentially, like a city like Boston and their fans or organization could potentially do?
Well, it happened at 2 p.m. on the dot. It's a little shady. So,
Okay. Just as this was scripted.
Sorry, it's a hockey town. They know schedules. It has nothing to do with the team. It's just fans being fans.
Boston's.
Sometimes you late.
Bingo.
Hey,
1:30.
If you ain't, what do they say? If you ain't cheating, you're not trying there. So I guess they're really cheating, but they're trying to get every advantage. I don't know. That stuff happens very, very rarely once in a while. I actually have heard after that happened, my grandpa was a fireman in Boston for years and years.
Thank you, service, Grandpa Chuck.
Thank you, Papa Chuck.
He said that would happen with Patriots, when they have the road teams and they're playing the Patriots. So maybe it's just a crazy coincidence, but yeah, it woke me up in a full panic. That's for sure.
Okay, you got up, left, did the whole song and dance, got out of the building?
No, I went back to bed, but I woke up in a panic.
Okay, yeah, there was a thought. Some asshole. Got it. All right. Yeah, I'm going back to bed. It's going to be tough to get back into the circadian
rhythm.
Circadian rhythm. But that is every NHL team pretty much in the afternoon, we got a break time in there, scheduled pretty much.
Yeah. But I think once that happened, even though probably wasn't on purpose, we'll just pretend it was. Maybe it was. But I think right when that happened, we knew we were winning that game.
Hockey gods.
That's pretty sweet.
Oh, is that right, huh? You want to be a masshole? Well, we'll go ahead and take this one, I guess, from Boston. That's what you guys get. Get.
Yeah, look, the better team won. At the end of the day, that's just what happened.
Well, good luck the rest of the way, Chucky, and we appreciate you for joining us. Tell the boys down there to keep skating hard. You want to do a parade, elbow room, the whole thing down there, pal.
All right, boys. I appreciate you having me on.
Hey, when are we going to a game? We got to actually get to a game.
Yes, Sunday or Tuesday. Love to have you guys. Maybe Tuesday if you got the Indy 500 on Sunday.
Tuesday would be electric.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Tkachuk, thank you, buddy.